Hello everybody, my name's John, a retired cook from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest bread video. And in this one I'll show you how to make this amazing and delicious 4-strand plaited loaf, completely by hand. No mixer required, as I'll run you through a basic kneading technique. And this loaf uses a very easy 4-strand plait, resulting in a beautiful symmetrical bread. I'll also show you 2 loaves, one with egg wash and one without, so you can compare and replicate the one that suits you. You can see the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website, and the link to that page and lots more is in the description box under the video. Just find and click on the word more, and that'll give you access to all the relative links for this video, including our website store products. Okay, let's get on with today's recipe. As always, I'll start by testing that my yeast is alive and well. First, add the sugar to the warm water and mix until dissolved. Remember, it's always best to test that your yeast is working before you start any bread recipe. And now add your yeast to the water and give that a good mix too. And if you want to use fresh yeast in this recipe, you'll need 20 grams. Right, set that aside until it activates. If there's no change after 10 minutes, your yeast must be dead and it needs replacing. Right, time to make this very simple bread dough. Pour the now active yeast mixture into a bowl. Add the oil or soft butter to the liquid. Now you can add the bread flour. For a healthier option, you can use half white and half wholemeal flour if you wish. And the final ingredient to go in is the salt. Right, using my trusty wooden spoon handle, I'll roughly bring it all together. And a very quick mention to the channel's Patreon, PayPal, Super Thanks and YouTube's new membership supporters. I'll do the name splash and shout out a little later in the video. Now, swapping to my bowl scraper, I'll continue pulling it all together and scraping down the sides of the bowl as I go. Once it's roughly together, tip it out onto your bench. And make sure you scrape off any flour that's stuck to the sides of the bowl. There you go, nice clean bowl. Right, using your bench scraper, gather up all the loose bits of flour. Now using your hands and scraper, get it all pulled into one shaggy ball of dough. This recipe is only a 55% hydration, so it should be very easy to handle. Once everything's together, it's time to start hand kneading the dough for 10 minutes. But you can use a stand mixer if you want. Try to follow my basic technique. Right, push the dough forward with both heels of your hands. At the top of the stroke, using your left hand, flick the dough 90 degrees. And as you come back, pull the top of the dough over with your right hand. Then start the process again. So it's push, flick, pull the top over, push again. And here's a different angle. And this is after 5 minutes. And here's a front view of the process. This basic technique's dead easy to do once you get a little practice in. It's actually harder to explain it than it is to do it. And there you go, that's your 10 minutes up. It's actually quite a good workout. You should now have a beautifully smooth ball of dough. Now drag the dough ball on the bench like so. This will tighten up the outer skin of the dough ball. Right, get it into a lightly oiled bowl as shown. Make sure the whole dough ball has a coat of oil on it. Get the bowl covered. And as most of you know, I like to use a shower cap for this. Now simply let that proof in a nice warm spot for 1 hour. Okay, time's up on the proof. Your dough, like mine, should have risen nicely. Turn it out onto your bench and knock it back. That simply means force all of the built up gas out of it. Form the dough into a ball again. And if you followed the measurements at the beginning, you should now have around 800 grams, that's 28 ounces of dough. Okay, divide the dough into 4 pieces, that's 200 grams or 7 ounces each. You can eyeball them if you like, but it's so much better if you use your scales and get them exactly the same size. Once you have them all cut, form each one into a ball shape using this rolling technique. And just like the kneading technique, this just takes a little practice. And while I finish forming those dough balls, why not get up to date and join in all the fun with everything that's happening on the channel by joining our monthly newsletter. There'll be a link in the description if you want to check it out. Okay, now we have to let the dough rest. It'll make it so much easier to form the 38 centimeter or 15-inch strips we need for this plaited loaf. So, cover them with a lightweight dry cloth and let them rest for 10 minutes. And you'll also need to lightly grease a large baking sheet with butter, lard or a solid vegetable fat. I've just used a thin coat of lard on mine. Right, time's up on that short rest period. Grab one of the dough balls and start forming it into long strips. Keep rolling backwards and forwards using both hands as shown. Now they will start to tighten up at approximately a foot long. So set them aside and let them rest for a minute. You will need to do this in 2 passes to get them to the full length of 38 centimeters, that's approximately 15 inches. Once you have all 4 strips of dough done, arrange them like mine, a sort of a dicky bow shape. Now in the middle of this cross, press the ends together firmly. Now, watch carefully as I go through this plait pattern. First, top right strand over the left. Now top left strand over the right. Back to the top right strand, back over the left, and top left over the right. And that's all there is to this simple plait. Keep following that pattern all the way down to the end. And when you get to the end, just tuck it underneath to tidy it up. Now carefully lift it onto the greased baking tray. And there you go, that's a wonderful tidy plait, and very simple to do. Now get yourself a strip of cling film, biodegradable in my case. Give it a thin coat of any cooking oil. Carefully lift it onto the dough, oil side down, and this will prevent the dough from drying out. Now let that proof for 45 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the temperature in your house. It's a bit nippy in here at the moment, so I'm giving mine 1 hour. When there's only 10 minutes left on that proofing time, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 355 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. And also, as soon as you've turned your oven on, place a pan of hot water on the bottom shelf. The steam that's created will make your bread crispy. Right, time's up on that proof. And as you can see, the dough's risen wonderfully. Now very carefully lift off the cling film. Right, now get it into the preheated oven, which you should have set to 180 Celsius, that's 355 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. Now let that bake for 25 minutes. And if you've been enjoying the recipes here on the channel, why not treat yourself to my 5 recipe books. Each one is packed with many of the dishes you've seen on YouTube, and they include helpful tips and handy QR codes that take you straight to the full video. And we have a very special deal on at the moment. Buy our 5-pack of books on our website only, and the bread book 4 is included absolutely free, saving you a massive £11, so get your order in while the deal lasts. Now, while that first loaf is baking, I've also made another loaf off camera exactly the same as the first one, and that's to let you see what one's like with an egg wash finish, so you can see the difference between them both. Okay, time's up on that first loaf. Now let's see how we did. I'd see a lot better without the steam, John. And eventually it's looking fantastic. Also, that bread aroma is amazing. It just never ever gets old. Right, I'll let that one cool on a wire rack while I get the egg washed one in the oven. And this will be the fastest loaf you've ever seen me do. There you go, told you. And it's looking fantastic too, with that wonderful golden brown shiny crust. So, which one would you prefer? Mine is definitely the egg washed one. Let me know yours in the comments. Time to give one a try, and I've gone for the egg washed one, no surprise there. Right, the crust is thinner but crispier than the other one. And that crumb on the inside is soft, light and airy. Time to try a piece with lots of my homemade butter, which I hope you give a try. I'll leave a link to my butter making video in the description box below. It's a lot easier than you may think. Right, back to this beautiful bread. Time for a bite. And the taste of homemade fresh bread and butter is just like the aroma. It just doesn't get old. A big thumbs up for another great classic bread recipe, guys, and one that's a lot of fun to make. And as promised earlier in the video, here is the latest name splash and shout out list, including YouTube's brand new loyalty membership supporters. And they are Helen Carroll, Arthur Harris, Jens K3250 and Elizabeth Big 1998, and there's also one who wishes to remain anonymous. Thanks very much, guys. I really do appreciate all that you do in supporting the channel. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.